We're on the same team, Teresa. My advice, focus on the morale and the productivity in your own department. That's where you can make it.
It is a new cop drama premiering right here on Fox 13. It is called Chicago Code, and it stars Jennifer Beals and Jason Clarke. The show follows the Windy City's finest as they fight crime and corruption, and it premieres Monday, February 7th, right after House, and that's at 8 p.m. And joining me live now from Chicago is the star of the show, actress Jennifer Beals. Good morning. And for full disclosure, I must tell you, after Flashdance, I still have a crush on you that I will never be able to get over in my entire life. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, let's talk about your character now, Teresa Colvin. She's in charge of a 10,000-member police force. And how did you prepare for a role like that? Do you ride along with police officers? Do you get a chance to, especially the women commanders?
I spent time doing ride-alongs in Chicago with Detective John Felino, who's a homicide detective. I spoke to many different officers and female officers as well, and then I started boxing on top of it all, just to you know, start to get into the physicality of the part. And it was tricky because I would ask Detective Felino questions as to, you know, what it might look like for a female superintendent. And, you know, nobody can answer those questions because it doesn't exist in Chicago. So
Is that
we were
right?
really having to make up things as we went along. As much as Teresa was having to create her template, I'm, you know, obviously creating mine at the same time and trying to find my way.
Tell me about this. This series is pretty demanding. It's high action. There's a lot of give and take, a lot of chase involved. Do you get a chance to watch some of the scenes and get a chance to see how involved some of the characters are?
Well, I do have some action scenes, but, you know, really so much of the superintendent's job is about administration, you know, trying to get radios to the police officers, trying to make sure that they have cars that work, trying to make sure that there's not corruption within your own department. So there's so many other things that my character would be doing besides being on the street. I think, frankly, she misses being on the street. I think she misses that kind of, you know, direct involvement where it feels like it's much easier to solve the problem. And to that end, she does spend perhaps more time on the street than some superintendents would. But, you know, her real focus is cleaning up corruption in her own department. She's focused on cleaning up crime, taking on crime on the streets, and she's also really focused on cleaning up corruption in the halls of power amongst politicians.
Hey, tell me a
because
quick
that
question
affects everything. She's able to see.
As we're about to wrap here, I'm getting to wrap. How is it to be in Chicago with all that snow? That must be a pretty big of a shock to get around these last couple of days.
No, I love it, frankly. I mean, I know that it's an incredible inconvenience for people. But I really love it. I think it's incredibly beautiful. And, you know, it brings out the best in people. Frankly, people really help each other at that time. You see people helping each other push cars out of the snowbanks, and it brings out a kindness in people that's lovely to see. All
right. Chicago Code, starring Jennifer Beals, premieres Monday, February 7th, right here on Fox 13 at 8 p.m. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.